Valentine's Day was the topic of conversation on ITV's Good Morning Britain as one presenter teared up over issues at home. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel GMB Briefing. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Good Morning Britain was interrupted this morning as one star burst into tears. Susanna Reid was at the helm of the ITV show with Richard Medley when they were chatting to showbiz correspondent Richard Arnold. But as he moved on to one topic, he seemed to be visibly moved with tears in his eyes as he choked up. He began to speak about Valentine's Day as he suddenly put his hand over his mouth, with his voice wobbling and his eyes becoming red and wet. He said, "Now we're moving on to the season of love. Valentine's Day is upon us." A concerned Susanna interrupted to check on her friend and colleague as she worryingly asked, "Are you all right? Was that a sneeze or emotion?" Richard replied, "There's a few issues at home." Then he suddenly perked up as he explained, "No, I'm joking." Susanna looked completely perplexed as she began laughing hysterically, and Richard tried his best to continue presenting as normal. The 54-year-old tends to keep details about his relationship away from the spotlight, but last year he opened up on his relationship with long-term partner Stuart. While appearing on GMB last year, he told co-star Susanna, "We've been together for 19 years now, my partner and I. It feels like 5 minutes underwater," which prompted his co-stars to laugh. Richard added, "Still no ring on my finger, but I'm waiting." In 2020, the GMB star also made a rare tribute to Stuart to mark their anniversary and spoke out about one of his habits. Richard shared, "I've discovered that the other half, who is tuning in so happy anniversary, is one of those people who talks into his phone like that, demonstrates holding phone to mouth. So every time I see him do it, I have to leave the house, otherwise I'll shave his eyebrows off." It was a crisp February morning as the cameras rolled on Good Morning Britain. Susanna Reid, poised as always, sat at the helm of the news desk, her sharp eyes scanning the headlines while Richard Medley, her ever-bantering co-host, shuffled through his notes. The show was ticking along as normal, the usual mixture of celebrity gossip and current affairs lighting up the screen. But then, things took an unexpected turn when showbiz correspondent Richard Arnold took the floor. The topic of conversation was Valentine's Day. Susanna looked to Richard, who was ready to deliver his usual smooth commentary on the holiday. However, as he began to speak, something unusual happened. His voice caught in his throat, and for a split second, it seemed like the charming, upbeat presenter was struggling to keep it together. His usual confident demeanor was suddenly replaced with something else: emotion. "Now, we're moving on to the season of love. Valentine's Day is upon us," he began, but his words were interrupted by a hitch in his breath. His eyes, usually so bright and easygoing, looked slightly misty as he choked up, his hand instinctively rising to cover his mouth. Susanna immediately noticed the change, her face softening with concern. "Are you all right? Was that a sneeze or emotion?" she asked, leaning toward him. The studio fell silent for a moment, the tension palpable. Richard, looking slightly embarrassed, hesitated before replying with a tight, wavering smile. "There's a few issues at home," he said, his voice almost cracking. Susanna's expression shifted from concern to confusion. What do you mean?" she asked, clearly worried for her colleague. And just as quickly as the emotion appeared, Richard's face morphed into a cheeky grin. "No, I'm joking," he declared, waving his hand dismissively as if brushing away the momentary vulnerability. "I'm fine." Your ultimate channel for all things of GMBs. GMB Briefing. You have to be obsessed with GMB Briefing. Thanks for watching my video. Like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, and watch more of my videos.